Welcome back to the fourth and final part of the FloriDario series, my trip around Florida. Today we will be concentrating on the park that I was most excited about, and the one that was also a lot of fun. We will be focusing on Walt Disney World's Hollywood Studios and the Animal Kingdom. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
Alright, so like I said, this is the park that I was the most excited about, and I'm talking about Hollywood Studios. I know a lot of people were very excited about Hollywood Studios, the Star Wars stuff and everything, but me, I was most excited about Animal Kingdom. I've always been a big animal guy, love animals. I've mentioned this I think I've mentioned before, my entire life I just wanted to be Steve Irwin, travel around the world recording animals and learning stuff, educating people with that. I would still love to do it. I might still do it. I don't know. I'm planning on going on a few road trips and recording stuff. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if I survive, if it's successful. But I guess that doesn't really matter right now. Let's talk about the trip. But before we get into it, let me just give you a quick reminder that any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario SDW and at Super Dario World on Instagram, YouTube, and on Twitch at Super Dario World. I finally posted something from the vacation. So I finally did it. Today I posted something from Miami. Tomorrow I'll probably post something, from the Everglades and stuff like that. I'll just be posting something every day, a little by little, so that I'm not just bombarding with stuff. And also, it gives me time to do whatever I want. But anyway, let's get into this because, like I said, I'm excited. I had a lot of fun. I have a lot to share about, and let's go directly into Hollywood Studios. So this is how it's gonna work. We're gonna start with Hollywood Studios, and I guess I can just show you as I tell you. So this is Hollywood Studios. This is the entrance, and they have the big Chinese theater in the back. And first off, I need to point this out there. They didn't have any Marvel stuff. Now you would think in the Hollywood Studios area they would have Marvel stuff, but they didn't. It was weird. I don't know. I know how I feel about it. I don't like it, but it's strange. It was a bizarre situation. I don't know what they were thinking, but there was really no Marvel stuff in it. I was hoping there would be Marvel stuff in one of the parks, but no, nothing. Maybe it's because Islands of Adventure has all the rights to Marvel. I don't know. Who knows? But it was weird. So there you go. That's the main interest of the main street. Then you get to see like a close up of the Chinese theater, and I guess I'll just go through this real quick. We have here the Toy Story Land, which is honestly a lot of fun. One big issue that I noticed here in Hollywood Studios, no shade, like really no shade compared to all the other parks. And so we were always trying to find somewhere to hide from the sun. Particularly me, I hate the sun. But it was cool. The Pixar Land was cool and all that stuff, and it has fun stuff in it. It's got the Hollywood Hotel, the Tower of Terror, which is a classic. We had a lot of fun there, and no line, which was great. Again, it sucks all the mask stuff because all the pictures sucked. They have the guitar thing with the Aerosmith roller coaster, which is fantastic. And you can see a little bit here of what I spent most of the time doing because again, I was the pack mule. I was carrying my niece most of the time. I was entertaining her. It was a lot of fun. You can see like this little kid dancing, having a good time, going nuts when she sees a giant aerial. And she's like, oh, let's go see the aerial. But she's like, no, also I don't want to walk, so you carry me. So that was pretty much my entire trip, just being a pack mule when I was in the parks, which again, I don't mind. Good times. And also being the favorite uncle is awesome. Let's continue. So let's go into those stuff that people really care about. Galaxy's Edge, right? That's why most of you are here. Galaxy's Edge. I talk a lot about Star Wars. I talk about a lot of that stuff. So I'm assuming this is what you care about. It is epic. Like it's a huge part of the park, and I mean ginormous. They have a little bit of everything for everybody, like for the newer fans, for the older fans. They have they really make you feel like you're in the outskirts, in the outer rims, kind of like, oh, am I in the market in Tatooine? What kind of planet am I in? What's going on? It feels really cool. They really tried hard to make you feel like you're on another planet, which is fantastic. They do a lot of interactive stuff with fans. So, they got stormtroopers walking around, messing with kids. They pick people with, I'm guessing, with a certain amount of comedic timing. Because, do you see the shop right there? The one? That's where they sell, let me see, I'm just return the video here real quick. There, they sell the green and blue milk, which is disgusting. So you can have it with booze or without booze. I picked the blue milk because, I'm old school that way. I wanted the green one because it has tequila in it. Well, you can order with tequila, but I'm not gonna drink the green one. I'm gonna drink the blue one. That's the old school, you know, that's the Star Wars one. And I drank it and I hated it. It's disgusting. It has a very odd consistency to it. It kind of feels like Pepto-Bismol-ish. So I did not enjoy it, but it's one of those things like, all right, I'm here, I'm drinking it, and it's mainly because I'm a fan and I'm drinking it with my heart because my tongue is hating this. Anyway, moving on. So there's a lot of, like I said, it's a lot of interactive stuff, which is cool. Like where are you going from? Like, what are you doing? Where are you hiding? So they mess around with kids mostly, but you know, there's always grown-ups, you know, acting a fool all the time. There was, I didn't record, unfortunately, but there was a lady who was like, oh, go walk, telling her husband, like the husband clearly looked like a fan. And he was very excited. I think it's like Dude in Blue right there. I'm not sure. But the wife was like, oh, go stand next to Darth Vader. And the look that he gave her by confusing Kylo Ren with Darth Vader was, I'm surprised he didn't hit her. I almost hit her. It's ridiculous. But anyway, like I said, grown-ups acting a fool. I don't know who this guy is, you know, acting a fool. But the troopers, you know, they play around. Like, where is he? Where is he hiding? Stuff like that. So it's enjoyable. The Millennium Falcon is epic. And here we're going to get into one of my personal pet peeves. I will never have a picture of me that's totally cool. Like you can, I love the peaks back here, you know, like the mountains behind it. I love the clouds and stuff. Like I said, the clouds, I don't know why they're different in Florida, but they are. Anyway, this is like a personal pet peeve of mine. Look at this picture that I took, right? I guess a little bit cut off where you're seeing it, but yeah, it's more than a little cut off. But you can see like the whole peaks. Like supposedly you're supposed, I can see it. I don't know why. I'll just pull it back a little. Let me see if I can pull it back a bit. Let me see. There you go. So you can see the full, you know, the peaks of the mountains. You can see the whole ship and all that stuff. Looks really cool, right? And here's the picture they took of me there. Now this is, again, I hate this because I'll never have a cool picture of myself unless I take like a selfie, and I don't really like taking selfies that much, but here you go. This is me. Now, as you can see, I'm clearly pointing at something. I'm very clearly pointing at the ship. Now, first off, they already cut off the peaks, which annoys me because the peaks were really cool. I'm clearly pointing at the ship, right? And they cut off the ship. They just cut off the ship. Like, I'm here for the ship. I'm here for the. Why are you taking a picture of this big ass building? Okay, it looks like a cool Star Wars building, but we're here for the ship. I can understand cutting off the mountains, the peaks. I understand it, but why you cut off the? Anyway, the point is personal pet peeve. I'll never have a cool picture, like, or at least not as cool as the one that I would take. It's the cross I have to bear. Anyway, moving on. We have, you know, like characters showing up. Like we have Rey here and Chewbacca, and I'm 100% sure that Chewbacca was hitting on that Rey, because you can see here, you can see her reaction, something like, "Oh, you naughty Chewbacca." Anyway, this is my kid brother again, grown-ups acting a fool. This AT walk, this is right outside the what's this called, the space tour, the Star Tours. I'm sorry, Star Tours, and it's ginormous. It's epic. I loved it. And again, my kid brother has a really cool picture with it that you see the whole thing. You see like all the way to the front, and you see him here at the bottom. And I don't have a picture with it because nobody could take it for me. It sucks. Again, my cross to bear. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. I don't think you guys care. That's the Star Tours thing, you know, with R2 and C-3PO, which is always cool. It's a fun adventure. No line, which was shocking, especially, you know, because it's an air-conditioned ride, but whatever. And then we go into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Now, this will be a maybe. I don't want to do spoilers. Honestly, I'm not going to do spoilers. I'm not going to get too deep into it. I'll just... And honestly, I didn't take that much pictures. I didn't take that much video. Just a little bit when we were sitting around doing nothing. Because before I got in there, my sister told me, you will want to record everything. You want to take pictures of everything, but you will miss stuff. So just don't do it. So I did not take a lot of pictures. I did not take a lot of recording. I did afterwards at the end. So again, when we were just standing around waiting. This is like a whole experience. Like the line, it's a whole experience. While you're waiting in line, things are happening and they're pushing you towards the story, and you're a part of the story. You're living the story out. Again, the masks ruin everything. They ruin all the shots basically, but what can you do? I mean, these animatronics are wearing masks too, but whatever. And so it's kind of like an interactive experience. You're living a story, and it's fun. They make you feel like you've been captured by, you know, like the First Order. It's really cool. It's a really fun experience. The ride is great. Like I said, it's really gets you in there. And this is our reaction. This is our immediate reaction walking out of the ride. Like, what the hell did we just experience? It's wild. It's fantastic. fantastic overall, but from beginning to end. Like even while you're waiting in line, we didn't wait that long because we did a reservation thing. But even when you're waiting in line, you're like, that was phenomenal. That was great. Every little bit of it, I loved it. I'm usually, the type of person who thinks, what would I change? I don't think I'd change anything. Honestly, it was just that great. It was really well made. It really makes you feel like you're part of the Star Wars universe. You're a part of an adventure. It's really cool. I highly recommend it. This is probably the highlight of that park. And by probably, I mean it's definitely the highlight of that park, by far. Anyway, then the last part is the droid depot, which as you can see, is where you build your own droids. You buy your droid and you build it. You get to pick between an R2 unit or a BB unit. I have more material of this. Like this is where I built the R3 back there. So like, I don't know if you can hear him, but R3, say hello. There you go. You can see him. Wait, let me see. R3, say hello. Damn you, you're making me look like a fool there. Damn you, R3. Get. All right, whatever. Doesn't matter. Might be. Did I turn it on? I did. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I might have to check the batteries. Well, anyway, that's where I built R3, and I have a lot of material from there. My buddy Ernie basically recorded the whole process. I'll just do that in another video, separate video. I'll just cut it all together and put it up there so you can see the whole experience. I'm like a kid in a candy store. Again, the masks ruin everything, but whatever. What can you do? And so that's Galaxy's Edge. That's Hollywood Studios. It's fun. It's okay, but to me, the thing that I cared about most was going to the Animal Kingdom. This is the park that I was the most excited about, and it's actually pretty funny because throughout this whole thing, we've been sticking together, right? Mostly, either it's the big group together, or we spread up into two smaller groups because we went like two separate families. But it's here. While we were on the drive there, my sister said something that I took as basically giving me permission. She said, well, we were in the car. I don't know who she told, my parent. She told somebody, she's like, don't say goodbye to Dario. We're not going to see him again in this entire park. And that, I took that as a green light that I could do whatever the fuck I wanted, go at my own speed and basically run. Because I was going crazy going at somebody else's speed. Here, I just wanted to go do the things that I wanted to do. And then afterwards, I hang out with everybody. I had plans. So my plans, the big thing that I wanted to do, obviously obviously the Pandora stuff, because that's where everything is, right? The Avatar stuff, the James Cameron Avatar, that's Pandora stuff. I want to check that out. But more importantly, I wanted to ride the dinosaur ride because I went, like I said, I went there 20 years ago, and to me that was the best ride I went to in the entire thing. To me, this was my favorite park, and so I really wanted to go there. I want to go to the safari. They had a Lion King show. And, it's like the Broadway show. They had like a little special festival for the Lion King. And those are things that I cared about. Everything else was a bonus. Everything else I could hang out with everybody. But I wanted to do those very quickly and get those out of the way. And that way I could relax, right? So the Pandora stuff, I didn't worry about too much because I knew everybody else was going to do that. But I didn't know, like the dinosaur stuff, I don't know if they were going to do it. I don't know if they were going to do it. Anyway, I don't even know why I'm telling you that beforehand. I'll just show you. So here, I'm going to cut it off. I cut it off a little bit differently. I kept all the animal stuff together. I kept all the Pandora stuff together. So this is not in order like in other parks, but whatever. Here you see, for those of you who've never been, right in the middle of the park, there's a giant, and I mean giant, massive tree, and it's an artificial tree, and they have a bunch of animals carved into the tree. This is like the staple of the animal kingdom, this big, massive tree, and you can pretty much see it from anywhere in the park. As you can see, it's got elephants carved into it. It's got a ram. It's got, like, what do you see here? An eagle, a scorpion. It's got a little bit of everything. It's an awesome, you could spend a really long time just checking out that tree. It's really cool. And again, we're going into my pet peeve of I don't have a good picture of it in front of the tree. Like, all right, so I want you to compare. This is a picture that somebody else took. This is a picture that I took. Somebody else, me. Somebody else, me. Somebody else, me. And still, you guys, you're not seeing the full thing. Like, let me do it like that. So this is the full thing. Somebody else, me. Somebody else, me. You can see, and this is no touch up, no nothing. All right, this is how it came out on the phone. All right, it did it on my phone. So again, I guess this is my cross to bear, but whatever. The tree's awesome. They have my favorite Disney movie is The Lion King. As you can see, I'm wearing a Lion King shirt. And there's right a statue of Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa right in front of the big tree. It's exciting. Like I said, I was bolting in there. I was super excited. I was looking at everything. I was taking pictures of all the animals. They're like, oh my God, look that. There's an alligator right there. There's a bird. I don't really care about birds, but it's a bird. And the tree's awesome. And again, pack mule afterwards. After I did all the stuff that I wanted to do, went back to being the pack mule, having a good time. And fun fact about the Animal Kingdom, they sell beer there. So I don't know why they don't sell beer at the Magic Kingdom, but the Animal Kingdom knows what's up. And so we hung out with the family. There's, you know, some drums. You can see my little niece here trying to play some music. She's taking a bow. My kid brother, who is an actual musician, he's like trying to show off, trying to flex against a 2-year-old. And look, I want you to see right now what she does. Like, this is what I saw most of the trip. She looks at me. She comes forward. It's like, carry me. How can you freaking resist that? It's not even fair. It's not even fair. Stupid bio. I don't care. Like, I hate it. I hate it because it makes you powerless. It makes you like, I've said it many times, like in Spanish, like I'm me trae de pelele, but there's nothing you can do about it. They have superpowers. Anyway, the Lion King show was beyond epic. I guess I could, I'm not sure if I should show you the audio here, but I will, I guess. So hopefully it's not too loud. There you go. All right. Wait. I'm not sure if you're picking it up. I gotta say, I did not want to record any of this because I just wanted to enjoy it, but I had to record like pretty much all the songs that I love. I need to fix something with the audio stuff. Weird. Can't hear anything. Yeah, so obviously that was epic. I think this is this is the Circle of Life. Again, iconic. So to me, that lady was the best singer by far. Hopefully you can hear it. And boom. So there you go. Like I said, that was fantastic. Again, my favorite Disney movie. Seeing the play. Well, it's just a little piece of the play, like the Broadway stuff, but still, it's like goosebumps. I didn't want to record all that stuff. I just want to enjoy the play, but I couldn't help myself. Anyway, you can see that the animatronic Simba here is epic. All this stuff, like all the production value in this thing is fantastic. I loved it. And so, I mean, if you're, I don't know how long it's going to be there, but if you're fans, I highly recommend. I think maybe it was in Las Vegas, the show. Maybe they moved it. I don't know, but I want to see the whole thing. Anyway, let's move on to Dinosaur Land, basically. So, as you can see, there's a bunch of dinosaur stuff. And I was very excited because, again, I remember I went there, like I said, 20 years ago. This ride was epic. It is from the movie Dinosaur. It's not that big of a deal, I guess, of a movie. It's before Pixar and stuff. I think it's Disney Studios. I'm not sure, but this is the main character. I forget. It's like I don't remember the name of the Suchomimus. Maybe I don't remember the Suchomimus is a predator. I don't remember the name of this particular dinosaur, but it's from the movie Dinosaur. It's a fun flick, and the thing that everybody remembers from here is the villain, which is the Carnotaur, right? The Carnosaurus. Well, I know it in Spanish it's Carnosaurio, but Carnosaurus doesn't matter. It's a big ass dinosaur. It's really cool. And here we witnessed something that's interesting. Again, this happened 20 years ago. we were on the ride, and as we got into it, I'm slowly, it's coming back to me. And the person I was with, she sat on the wrong side, because I remember we have a picture when we were again, we took this 20 years ago, and there's a side where something pops up and everybody's just like ah, and screaming in that direction. I remember that. I remember exactly what happens, and she sat on the wrong side. So it's funny because when I was a little kid, this ride was one of the most terrifying things I've ever been on. In a good way, in an exciting way, not traumatizing like, oh my god, that was scary because there's a giant dinosaur, but it's also awesome because there's a giant dinosaur. As a grown-up, you're looking at it and you're like, no wonder everybody in the picture is freaking out, but my dad's having a good time. He's like, it's funny seeing things as a grown-up, because you're like, I was scared of this. Like, it's clearly, I mean, it's cool, it's exhilarating, but it's clearly fake, right? It's clearly not a dinosaur. But there's a magic of being a kid. I don't know. I thought a lot about that when I was there. But anyway, moving on, we're going to go to the animal stuff here, because I got a lot of shots of animals, so hopefully you like that. You got this little otter here hanging out. They were basically, I want to get one of them swimming, but there was, I guess I don't know, they were sleepy. So there was basically a bunch of sleeping otters chilling, relaxing. Then we got like monkeys howling. Now this I actually have audio for. It's like howling monkeys. I don't know why they started howling, but it sounded cool, so I recorded it. Chilling out there. This is a Komodo dragon. Now this is the largest monitor in the world. Now for those of you who don't know, I like reptiles. If the whole dinosaur thing did not, wasn't a hint. And as you can see, the logo of my show is a monitor. It's a Nile monitor. This is the big brother. This is the Komodo. This is the largest monitor reptile in the world. And it is a big boy. Well, she's a big girl, really big. I think, no, I didn't take a picture of her claws, but she's really big. Then, we got to see the Bengal tigers. And here, I started acting a fool a little bit, because again, I'm carrying my niece around again. And for some reason, she seemed to enjoy me doing like the Australian accent, when you're pretending to be Steve Irwin and you're chasing a little kid around and you're taking him to learn and to see the tigers, and it's a fun experience. And so from now on, while we're doing the animal things, I'm gonna be an Australian. All right, I think I already kind of have the hat, so hopefully this isn't too annoying for you guys. Anyway, so here we're in a bird sanctuary. We're inside like a big cage with a bunch of birds that can't get out. So it's dangerous because they might poop at you, or they might kick too close. And so my niece wanted to get really close to some of them. And as we go around, we're going around, we're seeing these birds up, and all of a sudden, these big ass birds start walking up right towards us. And we're like, look at these big birds, they're coming right towards my feet. And the worker there is like, get away from the birds, get away from the path. And I'm like, they're coming at me, and I got a baby in my arms. Don't know what I'm supposed to do. Anyway, let's continue. Because, yeah, I got a bunch of material, a couple of birds walking around, not letting me go through. Next, we have a bunch of really weird here. It's like a zebra and a donkey at the same time. It's really weird. You can check it out. I know its name, but I can't say it with the Australian accent. You got this big horned fella. Again, also looks like a zebra, but also like an antelope. It's very bizarre. We have here a black rhino. Now, the black rhino is all by itself because it's very territorial, and also they're endangered. Now, personally, whenever I see a rhino, I kind of freak out a little bit, not because they're like super cool and because it reminds me of Ace Ventura, but because I'm always like, is this the last time I'm ever gonna see a rhino in the flesh? Because again, they're extremely endangered. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just freak out a little bit because I'm seeing a rhino, and this might be the last time in my life I get to see a rhino, especially this close. Anyway, let's continue with our tour. So this is like a big deer looking motherfucker. I don't even know what its name is, but it's really close to the freaking car. And now, here's the fun thing about safaris, right? So you're in the safari, you're in this big truck, but the animals can walk right up towards you. They can just come up to you and they'll be like, hey, what's up? It's really weird, especially when you got a baby in your arms. That's when I was like, you know what? I don't want to have her on the tour with me, because if anything comes up to me, I don't want to be blamed for whatever happens to the baby. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm losing the accent a little bit. Let me try to get it. Let me try to get it back. Ka, ba. All right, let's continue again. Let's continue. I don't know. Let's keep talking about animals here. All right, so again, we got the rhino again, all right? See it? You can see it. It's a big, you can see its butt. It's a big rhino butt. Now here we got some hippos. Now hippos are extremely dangerous. They kill, I think it's the species that kills the most amount of humans in the world, besides mosquitoes, but we don't really count mosquitoes as animals, do we? They're bugs. Bugs are animals, and I know it's a stupid thing to say, but we don't really look at them that way. It's very different to get malaria, getting bit from a mosquito, than having a fucking big-ass hippo chase you around. Anyway, here's another hippo with its baby. Now, like the baby, and I have video of it, they're just walking around, hanging out with vultures. Odd pairing, I know, but whatever. It seems like they're homies. They're just hanging around. I'm losing it. I'm losing the accent. Ba. In the meantime, you can enjoy the hippos. You know, the hippos there, they're hanging out. You know, being like mom and baby. You know what they're doing around, hanging out with the vultures. All right, let's see if I can keep going. Anyways, yeah, you can see them walking around with the vultures in their entire pit. They got a big pool. It's really cool. I wish I had a pool. But anyway, let's continue around. You get to see some gators here. Well, actually, no, these are crocs. All right. And I used to be a big fan of the crocodile hunter. He used to wrestle with these guys. It was fucking phenomenal. I loved it. He was my hero. I was very sad the day that he passed away. I might have even cried, especially because I remember we were in my buddy Ernie's car, and all of a sudden we were just graduating from high school, and we got the news that he'd passed away. And on the radio, they played a song. Let me see if I can remember the song. I will remember you. You will remember me. So we were all caught up, you know, with like the nostalgia. Like we're not gonna see each other every day anymore. We're done with school, and Steve Irwin died. So yeah, I hope this is not too annoying, but I'm having a buttload of fun. Moving on, you see these are wild African dogs. Now these are the most successful hunters in all of Africa. Why? Because they're smart. They coordinate. They attack with each other. They coordinate the way they're going to kill their prey. They have the biggest success rate in all of Africa for murder. Okay, well, I guess, yeah, I mean, it's hunting murder, I think. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Who cares? They're dogs, and we like dogs, don't we? They're fantastic. Moving on, that's like a bunch of antelope and stuff. They're just hanging out, chilling, you know, showing off their horns. Telling predators like, get the fuck away from me because I have horns and I'll stab you. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Then you got some giraffes. Now, giraffes are really cool. I'm losing it a little. Damn it. You know, maybe I need some water. Maybe some water while you can enjoy the giraffes there. You know, they're chilling. They're having some plants and stuff. I've interacted with giraffes before in a safari. It's a fun experience. They're wild. They want to take food from you. But this safari, they don't allow food. You cannot feed the animals. It's not allowed. So they did not really come up to us. But I have a video of a lot closer one, so I'll show you that one later. Let me see what else. You got this giraffe here. You got my niece. She's having a great time. Here we see a bunch of really big-ass bulls. And they have big horns, and I forget their name. But this is like the only domesticated species in Africa, you know, of cattle. And look at those big ass horns. Imagine one of those things hitting you. You're dead. You're dead. And here you got some zebras. Now, zebras are wild. Have you ever seen a video of a male zebra trying to kill the baby of another male zebra? It is fucking bonkers. I highly recommend you don't watch it. It's traumatizing to see how they try to kill each other's babies. It's not cool. Nature's fucking wild, and it's dangerous out there. Anyway, zebra's still pretty. It's like a striped horse. Fun. But they're crazy. Moving on, here's a closer video of a giraffe. Now this one, still a bit further off, but we got its buddy right over here. This one was way close. As you can see, big ass neck. Fun fact, these probably already know this, but they have as many bones in their necks as humans do. 9. It's actually a fun fact. I think most, besides the tail, most freaking mammals have the same amount of bones everywhere. Here we have an elephant. Now, fun fact about this elephant, he's about to pee. Don't believe me? Here's a video of that elephant peeing. Now, that thing you're seeing there spitting water, that's not its trunk. That's its junk. I know. Weird. And the driver tried to make a joke out of it. I think it worked. I think it was pretty funny. Anyway, moving on. Here we have like the herd of elephants walking around. And again, I'm telling you, there's nothing stopping those elephants from coming over to the car. They could just walk up to it. They just choose not to. There's no fence. There's no nothing. And they're elephants. Even if there was like a bloody fence, what's gonna stop an elephant from coming over to the car? It's a fun experience. And it kept me wondering, like, how do they keep these animals here? How do they keep them, you know, from getting into fights? What do you do if an elephant gets in a fight with a rhino? How do you stop them? It's not like you can just hit them with a hose. I don't think they'll care. And also, poor rhino, they'll be dead immediately. Like, I don't think that's a fair fight. Anyway, moving on, you can see here, I believe there's a pool of flamingos here, and there's a nice little shot of the pool of flamingos here, and the elephants walking around in the back. It's fantastic. It's fun. Look at that. I took a picture of it. Look at that. The beautiful flamingo, the beautiful pool with the elephants in the back. Fun times. Moving on, what do we have here? I believe we have cheetahs. Now, for those of you who don't know, cheetahs, they actually have anxiety. They're not like crazy big cats or evil like, you know, like lions and tigers. They're like pretty chill. They have anxiety. So usually in zoos, they put like dogs in them. So in the San Diego Zoo, you can see a cheetah with its dog friend, which helps them relax, which is like honestly a very bizarre pairing, but very cool. Also, cheetahs not very successful hunting because they're not as big or as strong as the other cats or hyenas. So sometimes, let's say a cheetah runs around, catches an elephant, an antelope, and it's like, aha, I caught the antelope. All of a sudden, a pack of hyenas shows up, and he's like, you're fucked. And the cheetah's like, no, fortunately, it's fast enough to run away. But still, it ran away hungry. It's not very cool. So I think cheetahs actually prefer living this way, you know, not having to deal with all that shit and having a dog friend. I would love a dog friend. Wouldn't you like to have a dog friend if you were a cheetah? That's fantastic. It's moving on. We have a lion here. Lion's sleeping. He's chilling out. He's relaxing. He's like, I'm the king of this safari too. Who the fuck's gonna mess with me? I got all the food I need. I got my bitches here. It's really cool. Like, I'm gonna sleep all day and not have to worry about anything. It's awesome. Here we have a white rhino and a baby. Baby white rhino, look at that beauty. And again, like I said, when I see a rhino, I kind of freak out a little. Everybody and their mothers tell me, like, look at the lions on this side. I'm like, look at the freaking rhino. It's right next to us. And these are super endangered. This will probably be the last rhino you ever see. This might be the last rhino anybody ever sees. But it's right there. Look, it's right next to us. It's crazy. It's right next to the bloody truck. And you're not enjoying the experience. If you could hear the video, everybody's like, look at the lion. Look at the bloody rhino. It's right next to you. Enjoy it. Anyway, moving on, you can see the lions there. Again, the lioness just chilling around because cats don't do much during the day. They just sleep. So it's not really much fun to record and not really much fun to see on video. So I'm going to move on to something else. Here we have a bunch of like wildebeest. No, what do you call this? Pumbas? What do you call? Well, no, it's a wildebeest. No, what's the name? Hogs? Wild hogs? Yeah, there you go. Apparently, they built this hole by themselves with their tusks, and that's where they live. They're just chilling there in their hole. It's fantastic. It's really cool. And so, that's all the animal stuff. So I'm gonna stop with the accent, and I need some freaking water because I don't know why I messed with my throat a little. Hopefully, you enjoyed that. I enjoy doing it. I may do it more, but well, I know I lost it there a few times. I lost it, and it's gonna infuriate me. I should have practiced before I did it. But anyway. This is the Pandora stuff. So for those of you who don't know, this is for the movie Avatar, not the Last Airbender, Avatar, the James Cameron thing. And you know, remember in Pandora, in the movie, they have these things called the floating mountains of Pandora, the legendary floating mountains of Pandora, and they have that. They built that, and it looks epic. Honestly, it looks epic when you're there. So you can see it's it actually, they make you feel like they're actually floating. I mean, you know they're not, but they actually has that effect pretty good. Like it's the design people did a really good job. The Imagineers. There I am chilling with my niece, and then my brother walks up and acting a fool. He acts a fool. We act a fool a lot. You notice this if you've heard us around. But yeah, really cool stuff. It actually makes you. They have like plants that look like they're native plants from there. It's a huge part of the park, and it's really cool. They're investing a lot in this franchise, a lot, and you can tell why. I recently, after going here, it made me want to watch the movie again, right? Because the ride they have like the flight where you're flying on a Banshee. They have a different name for the Banshee. I forget it. Iki something. I forget it. But let me show you. There's like this picture that shows you like the size of a Navi compared to like a human here. You can see tiny human. Big humanoids. They have the skull of like the Black Panther thing that has like 6 legs. It's really cool. And then they have the Avatar's bodies there. It's a whole experience. Like I said, this, when you're in line, you're going through like the lab and it's immersing you in the world of Avatar. It's really cool. It's really fun. And like I said, they're investing a lot in this franchise. I think they want to make it the next big thing. I mean, it's already the second highest grossing film of all time. I think they want to make it the highest grossing franchise of all time. They're investing a lot of money into this, and honestly, I think it's worth it. I recently rewatched the movie, and a lot of people, have a lot of crap to say about the movie, but I recently rewatched it, and the weakest part of it, because all right, I went on the ride. The ride's awesome. So let me just explain briefly what the ride is. Basically, it's like they're pretending like they're connecting you into an avatar, and the avatar's flying a banshee, so you're flying around a banshee. The ride is beautiful. It looks beautiful. It's like almost imagine you're sitting on a motorcycle, but you feel the motorcycle breathe on you and stuff. So you actually feel like you're there. If you're focused and you're only looking forward, it actually feels like you're there. It's the closest I've ever felt to actually flying. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic. They also give you hints of like what you can expect from all the water stuff, because the next Avatar movie is going to deal with the water tribes and stuff. So it gives you hints of that, which is again epic as well. And so you can tell like they want to make this the next big thing, and they can. There's a lot of potential here. I'm very excited for the video game, an open world RPG in the world of Pandora and all that stuff. It could be a lot of fun. The only risky thing is that it's Ubisoft, but whatever. And again, going back, it made me want to rewatch the movie because, like, all right, let's see. First off, the 3D is fantastic. I don't have 3D, but I remember the thing that sticks out the most is the 3D that they used in the movie theaters. But the weakest part of this movie is the story, by far. It's basically Pocahontas in space. It's dancing with wolves in space. So there's nothing really original there. But technically speaking, the movie's perfect. Basically perfect. I was watching it again now with a technical eye, and I was like, I don't think there's a thing that I would remove from this movie. Like, even from the story, not a character, not a scene, not a second. It's technically, it might be perfect. I don't know, again, it might have been just like super hyped after the ride, but I was watching it, I was like, there's so much potential here. Why don't they use it more for video games? Use them more, use it more for a lot of stuff. It looks like it's going in that direction, so now I'm officially excited for it. And so to me, that part of the park, it was successful in its purpose. If its purpose was to make me get excited about Pandora, I'm excited about Pandora. I'm buying the video game when it comes out. I am watching the movie when it comes out, and I'm probably gonna be first in line because I really want to watch it. So there you go. That's the last part of that. That was the last parks that I still had to share with you guys. That was Hollywood Studios, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, and the Animal Kingdom. Personally, my favorite park overall, Animal Kingdom, by far. If I have to rank them, to me, number 1 is Animal Kingdom, number 2, Epcot. Then, number 3 might be Hollywood Studios. The Star Wars stuff is really good. So yeah, I'd be Hollywood Studios, and then all the way at the bottom would be the Magic Kingdom, because the Magic Kingdom here in California is, I think it's a little bit better. But I have to pick overall what's the best and most fun park, Islands of Adventure, because that's better for adults. But still, we're talking Disney stuff, Animal Kingdom all the way. Best ride is the Pandora thing. But in my heart of hearts, I still love the dinosaur one more. So there you go, in case you cared. As always, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at DarioSDW and at Super Dario World, streaming on YouTube and on Twitch at Super Dario World. As always, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again next time.